If you clicked on this video, you're most likely trying to find the solution to a tight end that's not drafting Travis Kelce super early in drafts. In this video, I'm going to give you guys my step-by-step guide on how I pick my late round tight ends and how you can pick your own, and I'm going to give you guys a bonus list at the end of this video of tight ends that I'm targeting this year that are in the later rounds as well. With that being said, this is only the beginning of fantasy football tips being dropped this year, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you do find any value in this video. But the first step you want to take in drafting a tight end that's not Travis Kelce is to see if TJ Hockenson or Mark Andrews fall to you early in the draft. If those guys do fall to you, go ahead and draft them, but let's say you miss out on them. Maybe you just didn't want to draft them, or it's just not the right position for you. The next guy you want to be targeting is Kyle Pitts. And the last level to the funnel is if Darren Waller falls to you, pick him up as well. So that's the basic flowchart of how I'm drafting tight ends this year. And you got to remember, you don't necessarily have to reach super far just to fill in one draft spot. I mean, you only get one tight end spot. So a tip I like to use that I can give you guys is to stay on defense. You don't always have to be on offense when you're drafting. Let the draft come to you and make your moves when the draft makes its own. And this is especially important when you're drafting tight ends because you only have so many opportunities to get them right. Now let's say we don't live in a perfect world and none of these tight ends fall to us. What are we supposed to do now? Do not panic. This is what you do. The rounds are flying by and you still don't have a tight end, and you're looking at the board and you see all these tight ends. You just don't know what to do. As promised, these are some later round tight ends that you can save and have in your back pocket for when you get in this panic mode and you don't know what tight end to take. And if you've made it this far in the video, you clearly have gotten some kind of value, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But let's say we miss out on all of those guys. The first tight end I do want to target is Pat Freiermuth. He is being drafted at an ADP of 85 in the 7th round, which is extremely low for the value that he brings. And as of right now, he's staying under the radar, which is exactly what we like to see. And he never really had an amazing anabolic game last season to put him over that hype train that everyone looks for. He's managed to stay consistent in a very inconsistent Steelers offense, and with Kenny Pickett only improving, I really do like this position for him. Another thing to note, he also has one of the easiest schedules for tight ends this year. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say he's going to come out here and light up leagues, but at the tight end position, I'll take what I can get, and a solid performer is fine with me. The second tight end I want to cover on this list, and one that I really do enjoy drafting when I don't have another tight end that I draft earlier, is Greg Dulcich, who nobody is talking about, and that really surprises me. Pretty much everybody has written off the Broncos offense this year, which, I mean, is pretty understandable, but this is where we gain the advantage. He's being drafted in round 13 around guys like Roschon Johnson and Alec Pierce, which, I mean, they're good prospects, but for our value and what Greg Dulcich brings, they're nowhere near. He was a pretty solid option. He finished as a top 10 tight end last year, which is not bad. But here are some stats that really puts into light how much value he brings. He was 5th in tight end usage, 3rd in tight end distance per target, and 9th in total yards per catch amongst all tight ends in the NFL. And that was only his rookie year that he put up those numbers. But not just that, a secret stat that I probably guarantee nobody else knows is that 70% of his targets were deemed uncatchable last year. And this means 30% of his targets were not catchable at all. That's 1 in 3 targets. I'm just trying to put this into perspective to you guys. That is absolutely atrocious, and we can blame that on Russell Wilson's bad play last year. I mean, the whole offense was pretty bad, let's be real. But I think we can all agree that the Broncos situation, Russell Wilson, I mean, the whole team can't really get worse, especially with a new head coach. There is a whole lot of upside here with him being drafted as the tight end 15. And the third tight end I do want to cover in this video is Kmet. He's being drafted at an ADP of 119 at the moment. Towards the second half of the Bears season, he really turned on the Jets. He had 2 games over 20 fantasy points in that second half. With him being a 10th round pick, all we're really expecting is for him to keep us competitive, and I think he can do that each week. And if you're looking for more of a late round sleeper, I am really liking Jelani Woods this year. I think he does have the potential to be the safety blanket for Anthony Richardson. We've seen before that running quarterbacks really do kind of lean on the tight ends and short passes, and I think he can excel for that. You can get him with pretty much your last pick in fantasy football drafts, and he's a 6'7", 265 monster that can really be impactful in this offense. It does look like he's dealing with a hamstring injury in practice as of right now, but it doesn't look like it's too serious, and it should be cleared up by the time the fantasy football drafts really come around. But he's just super athletic and a great prospect. I honestly do not hate drafting him at this low of an ADP. There's not much risk here. Another guy that I really don't understand why not enough people are talking about him is Sam LaPorta. He's kind of the same situation as Dalton Kincaid. He was an early 2nd round pick, and the Lions don't have a terrible offense. He has the potential to work his way up and probably is going to start out as the number 2 if not the number 1 this year, but he's being drafted in the 15th round. And granted, Kincaid is only being drafted a few rounds before him, but are they not in the same situation? Reports have come out and said that LaPorta is easily the best rookie on the field at the moment for the Detroit Lions, and especially with wide receiver Jameson Williams still missing time for the Lions, he is an easy draft pick for me. So these are the tight ends that I really do like drafting if you miss out on Travis Kelce. I hope you guys took something from this video, and if you've made it this far, I appreciate you.